This public meeting is now called to order. Any public inquiries?
No.
Any approval of minutes?
Yes, February 11th and March 11th.
I need a motion.
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. 35 North Main Street. Need a motion to continue the hearing?
It had been continued to May 27th. However, we have, on behalf of the applicant, the representative withdraw the project without any prejudice. So I need a motion to withdraw the project.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. Zero King Road.
This is a continuation from our previous project. The proposed project includes the construction of a four-bedroom, single-family home, well, surface sewage disposal system, and a driveway. The driveway will cross the wetlands. They proposed the open bottom culvert at the nearest location in replication. It's also part of a common plan of development, so it did trigger our stormwater regulations. We continued last time due to filing for the septic permit, which has been filed and approved, and also some relocation of the flags, which has been done. So at this time, I would recommend the commission to close and issue an order of conditions.
Anybody on the board have any questions? Anybody in the audience have any questions? If not, I need a motion to close the hearing
Motion to close the hearing.
with an order of conditions.
Order conditions.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. Zero North Main Street.
We'll be continuing
I need a motion to continue the hearing.
Motion to continue the hearing.
to May 13th, please.
May 13th.
Second.
Second one, Zero North Main Street. Continue to.
Continue as well to May 13th.
I need a motion to continue the hearing.
Motion to continue the hearing to May 13th.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. 5 Brookfield Road.
Construction of a single-family home, septic, well, driveway, associated grading. Also part of a common plan of development which triggered the stormwater. Resources were delineated by Karen Environmental. No impacts to the BVW. The closest point of disturbance is approximately 10 feet from wetland flag. You didn't put it there, it should be here. 828, it's associated with the grading for the septic. We approved lot 4 in the past.
It's fairly far away, correct?
They're across the street, yeah. That one flips. Let me give you an idea of where in relation to the other ones. Oh, hi Jay.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening. Didn't see you there, sorry. So these are the previous approved lots, so this one is like across. Lot 5. Why did it show lot 4? Oh, 4 bedroom, okay. I was like, does it say lot 4? It's fine.
This is lot
Okay.
5.
I saw the 4 here was for the
Oh,
bedroom.
there you go.
You have any questions about your recommendation on this?
Do you have anything else to add, Jay?
No, I think you summarized it pretty well.
Okay. Did I say also trigger stormwater? I did, right? So they did file a land disturbance application and, we're waiting for, no, we have already done peer review. Yep, they're ready to go.
Okay,
So
yeah.
if there is no abutters or questions, I'll recommend closing the public hearing and issuing the order of conditions.
Anybody on the board have any questions? Anybody in the audience have any questions? If not, I need a motion to close the hearing with an order of conditions.
Motion to close the hearing. Order conditions.
I need a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it.
Jay,
Yes.
are you still there? Tom, if you don't mind going to, old new business at the end of the agenda, for a second, at the second page,
Yeah,
we have a request for minor amendment. If you don't mind, Jay, just to run what you propose for 0 Old Worcester Road, for the little, pipe under the driveway.
Oh, okay, yeah, so with 100 Old Worcester Road, there's a wetland area in the back, that was shown on the plan. But when we built the house, we ended up building the floor slab up a couple feet. And what happened is during a heavy rain, or during the snow melt this year, the water was coming out of the wetland and kind of flowing around the house and flowing out at Old Worcester Road. So the highway department came and they cut a trench across the gravel driveway to alleviate the problem. But they, asked me if we could do something permanent just to prevent the water from going into the road. So we're proposing like a French drain, type, along the side of the house, that would also go under the driveway and, drain back towards the wetland where the water was going, but we just redirected it when we built the house. So we're trying to drain it back to the same place that it used to go to.
And that order condition, GP number 128/1974, was already issued. So I figured that since they are within the same limit of work, we could just approve a minor amendment. So he doesn't have to go through the whole.
I need a motion.
Motion made.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it.
Thank you, Jay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Wait, we're on the second page. isn't it?
103 Bond Road.
Good evening, members of the commission. I have a PowerPoint here. Should open. I think we can continue without scanning. Top folder. PowerPoint. Perfect. Thank you. All right. Good evening, members, commission. On behalf of Blue Sky Towers, my name is Jeff Mason with Lucas Environmental. I'm gonna present to you the notice of intent for 103 Bond Road for wireless communication facility. Oh. Go back, sorry. Looks like the spacing's all messed up here, but, you should have had this NOI filed a couple weeks ago on the 26th of March. It is for a approximately 63-acre parcel, assessors number 58B1, proposing a wireless communication facility that is located within a 75 by 75 foot lease area. It will contain a 60-foot by 60-foot fenced compound area. It'll have a security fence with a 2-foot barbed wire topping to it. Inside that compound area will be about 119, 120 foot tall galvanized steel monopole structure with the wireless communication antennas. It also, the compound area will include parking area, also stormwater basin, and then access into the property in the lower corner here is along about approximately 990 foot existing logging road that we're going to utilize to get into the proposed site. Just some quick site photos here. Here's the existing logging road, looking both directions. This is back towards Bond Road. This is in towards the facility. As you can see, the site has been previously logged, heavily logged in the past, and we're going to utilize the existing access road to minimize additional tree clearing and impacts to the extent that we can. This is the actual location for the compound and tower communication facility. Again, previously logged, not a terrible amount of tree clearing to do in order to prep the site, gonna be more grazing and grubbing.
Is there gonna be any grading or filling in on that road?
Yeah, it'll be widened to about 12 feet, and then the surface will be prepared in order to be able to handle construction equipment and access for maintenance and operation during the life of the facility. So there'll be some minor grading, but not significant amounts.
What is the expected life of the facility?
Well, that's a question I've never been asked in doing this for 30 years. It's, I would imagine, 50 to 100 years. It's a stainless steel tower that has a pretty significant concrete foundation.
Oh, let me-
It's a buffer
And every-
zone only
Yeah,
project.
this is a buffer zone only project, no impacts to resource areas, only buffer zone impacts.
And just for my name on record, I'm Joe O'Shea. I'm a resident of Charlton, but I also represent Verizon Wireless. And this designs Blue Sky Tower, but Verizon Wireless will be locating on the tower to provide coverage to the Bond Road area.
The tower will include municipal capacity as well for local use in emergency services as well as for wireless. Again, no, as I said, no bank, BVW, bordering land subject to flooding, land under waterways, water bodies, or riverfront area within the project footprint. We do have the unnamed tributary, the South Fork Little River, in the eastern side of the parcel, but it's well outside of the project area, over 500 feet. No rare endangered species or habitat, no potential vernal pools, certified pools, critical areas of critical environmental concern, outstanding resource waters, or wellhead protection areas. We do have a wellhead protection area close to Bond Road that's associated with the Beagle Club. That's the existing facility there, but again, we're well outside of that with respect to the project footprint. Here are a couple quick photos of the wetland area at various locations in the project area. Again, forested wetland. This is mapped as mixed forest and deciduous forested wetlands by the Mass DEP and pedestrian forested by NWI. Here's some of the resource mapping. Here's Bond Road over on the western side. This is the Charlton Beagle Club facility. They have volleyball courts and manicured lawns down here. Here's the access road heading into the site, heading east. We cross this wetland feature here that's been delineated. The existing logging road went across the wetland, so actually the wetland is on either side. We come within a couple feet based on the as-built specs for the road, but no direct impact to the actual resource area. And then the facility will be located approximately up here. Wetland does wrap around into this eastern side. We do have 100-foot and 50-foot buffer impacts along the access road. And then, as you'll see in a minute here, also some buffer impacts related to the stormwater infiltration basin. Again, I pre-spoke here. Stormwater basin involves spillway, riprap swales, and pipe outlet protection and a series of level spreaders to diffuse that potential outflow. That's the main infiltration basin impacts, and then again, of that 990 feet of access road that we're going to be using, existing logging road, about 220 feet of that is within the buffers. So our total BVW impacts for the project, a little shy of 6,000 square feet, 5,909 in the 0 to 50, and, sorry, we went off of the spacing isn't there. I want to get the 100-foot buffer will be 6,492 feet in the 50 to 100-foot buffer.
What is the total amount of disturbance for the project?
Total area is about 64,000 square feet.
So it's over an acre.
Yeah, for the grading, that includes the access road and the actual compound facility and preparation for the stormwater basin and parking area associated with it. Here's a quick site plan. Again, green area is the wetlands, red is the 50-foot, yellow is the 100-foot. So we have a section of access road in here that's in both sets of buffers. Again, we were able to squeeze the road in between the delineated wetland, again on the existing surface. Also some impacts over here related to the stormwater basin. This is the spillway outflow and level spreader, and then overflow or outflow pipe and spreader here fall within the 50 to 100-foot buffer zone. Stormwater management includes sediment forebay for pretreatment, again, the infiltration basin. We have vegetated swales. They're primarily on the beginning of the access road. Also riprap swales and level spreaders to try to diffuse that flow out of the various BMPs that we have in place. Just looking at some of the planning department dialogue that's been going back and forth, it looks like they're asking for some water bars as well on the road surface. So I didn't have that in here, but I caught that today, that they're asking for some water bars to minimize erosion on the access road. Design stormwater runoff volumes and flows will be maintained for the 2, 10, 25, and 100-year design storm events. In fact, it even goes down ever so slightly for the 100-year event. We're compliant there. We've also designed the system to attenuate 80% of the total suspended solids. And then we'll have a full set of sediment and erosion controls during construction as well. Sediment fences, wattles, construction entrance, dewatering basins, concrete washouts, the pretty typical that you'll see during a construction operation. Here's a quick schematic of that erosion control. We've put in a little bit extra right along the crossing area for the wetland in order to make sure that we're protecting that resource. And again, down here, the green is silt fence, and then the various colors are a combination of armored fence or silt socks. And then in some spots, we've double spaced it where we feel like we need additional protection due to either gradient or proximity to the regulated resource. Just to summarize, project's going to enhance the wireless service coverage for the public, also emergency services and the municipal capacity. Again, we have no permanent or temporary impacts to regulated resource areas. We work to avoid and minimize the 150-foot buffer to BVW impacts. They are only related to the access road and the stormwater infiltration basin, reutilizing the existing road to minimize additional tree clearing. And again, the site's fairly logged, so the amount of tree clearing will be fairly minimal. It'll be more grubbing of the stumps that are already there from previous logging operations. We meet the regulatory requirements for stormwater. Again, we'll implement those construction BMPs and be maintaining them during construction as needed. And the project will achieve the applicant goals, and also we feel meets the 8 protective interests of the Wetland Protection Act. And so on behalf of Blue Sky Towers, we respectfully request the commission to approve and issue an order of conditions for the proposed project. At this point, I will take any questions, any discussion.
So, you are still in front of planning board and being still peer reviewed by Graves Engineering, is that correct?
Yes.
Correct. In giving you disturbing more than an acre, you also trigger our stormwater rules and regulations, so the project will require the filing of a land disturbance permit application.
Yep. we're
So
prepared for
we
that.
don't overlap or request additional peer review. We waited until peer review is completed by the planning board.
And my understanding is that has not been completed yet.
So, and
Yep.
clearly, we still don't have a DEP number, so
Yep.
we wouldn't be able to be,
We're gonna continue it
we
here.
would have to
Yep.
continue anyway. So the way I work, in combination with the planning board. So when I received the peer review, most of the comments have been addressed, and I know the next hearing will be closed. That's when I will approach you and say, it's time to file for a land disturbance application, because all the stormwater that has been peer reviewed is what I'm requesting on my application. So in order to avoid you doing double
Yep. Understood.
I already have all that submitted, so all you need to do is submit the latest revised stormwater drainage and plan, and then it's just a matter of putting in the newspapers and waiting for 7 business days. I have 30 days to either deny or accept or issue the order, and we work in conjunction with the order conditions. I won't hold the order conditions until the land disturbance is permitted. Whatever comes first, if they all come at the same time, we issue both, but if we have a DEP number and the stormwater has been finalized by the planning board, we will issue the order conditions then.
Yep.
And then we wait along for the land disturbance application.
Okay,
Yep.
yep, that was what we were expecting.
Okay, perfect.
I need a motion to continue the hearing.
Motion to continue the hearing.
So we
Need a
continue
second?
to May 13th.
Second.
When's
in
your next
favor?
hearing?
Aye.
Aye.
All
I'm sorry?
opposed, the ayes have
When's
it.
your meeting with the planning board?
Tonight.
Tonight, yes.
Oh, so you see,
Yep.
okay, so they'll probably continue to the next, so we'll work in tandem.
Yep.
See who else gets first.
May 13th.
It's nice
Yeah.
meeting you.
Thank you,
Yep.
thank you for your time, appreciate it.
27 Roberts Boulevard.
Will not be open that public hearing. The abutters notification have not been completed.
Okay. Certificate of compliance,
Thank you.
7 and 9 L Stevens Road.
That order conditions, DEP number 128/1935 was issued in 2024 for the construction of the two, are they duplexes? On L Stevens Road. I would recommend a complete certificate of compliance for both,
I need a
for
motion.
one DEP number, yes.
Yeah, I need a
It's too
motion.
complex for
Motion
one.
made.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, the ayes have it. 70 Beach Road.
This order conditions DEP number 128/1526 was issued back in 2015 for the construction of a retaining wall partially on the shoreline. The applicant came over to file for some type of patio, and we have to close this order first before he proceed with
Close the
the
hearing?
filing.
Close it.
Yes, so
I need a
I
motion to
recommend a
close the
complete,
file.
Motion to close the
certificate of
file.
compliance, yeah.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, the ayes have it. Extensions, Cemetery and Gould Road.
That's a order resource area delineation issued back in 2020, 3 years?
Six.
3. We have been extended under different laws, so 128/1910, we extended to September 28, 2029. I need a motion to extend it.
I need a motion to extend it.
Motion to extend it.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, the ayes have it. Violations, 253 Worcester Road, update.
Glenn? Are you here to give an update on 253? Oh.
Yes, why we're here.
Okay, great, thank you.
You have those plans? Thank you very much. We did give an update, we sent in a report, this is for Dan Proudy, the industrial park. We have a street address, 253 Worcester Road. We have copies of the plan, we should, and he's on his way. But the point is, I suppose, we met with Art Allen, and he prepared a stormwater report on 4/3/26. Do you have that? Mr. Allen's report?
Yes.
Thank you. Do you have my response? My response to each one of his questions?
Oh,
We-
yes.
Yeah, thank you very much. So, Mr. Allen had, if you didn't all read it, as we had the site inspection, we reviewed 6, 7 points on the 6 points of Mr. Allen's, had 6 points. I'll just briefly go through it. 2 locations were noted. The siltation barrier required repair to close a hole underneath the sill fence and repair a sagging sill fence. My answer to that is there was a branch underneath a piece of sill fence and there was some sediment going underneath. This was in the area directly upgraded, should I say, east of wetland flag 13A. So the next day, after this inspection, Mr. Chesler was on this inspection, Scott was on it also, and Mr. Proudy, obviously Mr. Art Allen. The branch under the silt fence in the wattles has been cut off and removed, and now there wasn't that gap underneath the silt fence. The erosion controls are now fully secured to the ground with no holes. The sagging silt foot was also repaired. Number two, the silt fence also should be extended to the west where evidence of runoff bypass was noted. I might ask Mr. Baker, that I think you repaired that, where you extended the
Yes, I
silt fence.
repaired everything on there. We took pictures. We had it noted on a plan, but that somehow didn't make it here.
Mr. Proudy. But it is on the plan. Well, the only reason that we wanted the plan was to be able to show you the different locations where, could you go text him,
Yes,
please?
of course, sir.
To show you on the site plan where these locations were, as we're looking at this parking area. I have a full set of plan here, but it doesn't have each location on it. This was from Topher Land Surveying, and if you don't have anything in front of you, we do want you to understand the site a little bit. If you could bear with me, I know it should be there in front of you, but it isn't. And I talked to him just before I got here, at least got here. Maybe he got in there. And the reason why we're waiting, because he had the copies that came from Topher. I just have a general overall copy of the site. So as we're facing the site, as we come into the parking where cars are presently parked, existing parking area, this is wetland flag number 9, and there's check dams in here. That's in your report. Those check dams, there was approximately 1 inch of silt went down there. He goes, I better get my shovel. We went over there. There was 1 inch and less of silt in a 20 square foot area. I went there on Saturday. I scraped it up with a hoe, a small hoe, put most of it in a pile as an example to get it down to the A horizon. Don't leave any silt behind. And so I pulled it to the side. And on the 14th, I believe I have in my report, Chesler went and scraped up the rest of it and took it out of there.
Just a sec, so you understand, that was from, result from the stormwater runoff that impacted the resource area. So that was, when Glenn's talking about it, he was cleaning their sediments that entered the resource area.
His wife is? Mr. Proudy's wife has a medical problem. We hope the best for her, of course. So, just to pass it around, this is the area directly upgrading of wetland flag 9. You'll see a blue flag in the back, and there's check dams that have to do, just pass it around quickly for convenience. So that has been an area where the Cheslers originally got into the site, made sure to put check dams, dug a trench, and you see it in there, and then did check dams, and then finally you get the wetland flag 9. That was the main area where any sediment was going in, and that's where Mr. Allen had viewed that approximately 1 inch of depth of sediment and in a 20 square foot area. So that's been removed to the property horizon. We're seeding that with a shade tolerant seed mix, wetland seed mix. There's some sedges and rushes in that. But the surface is still the duff, so it's not exposed, so we're not worried about erosion in there. And as we move on to other areas, then there was an area up, so that's 9. Water came off this corner. Here's the buffer zone, the extent of the area in the buffer zone. This has all been crushed stoned, fabric. The crushed stone so this is in tiers as you climb up the hill. This, the Cheslers did fabric and stone this. It's stable, rightly so. Ms. Conway had stopped us from doing anything in the buffer zone because there was no paperwork on this one corner. This is still dirt, this one piece, there's the edge of the buffer zone, if you can just see it. So, and then there's also trenches and sediment areas going along the edge here, and eventually those that you see in that picture are here, and then that's where the material came out. 9 actually come down, it actually eroded down and came into 9. This area, there was another place where the erosion control barrier, silt fence, and wattles were not tight to the ground, and sediment went into the buffer zone, but not into the wetland. That's upgrading the wetland flag 13. And then that Mr. Baker and Mr. Proudy went up there today and had other, or at least noted on the plan where these areas are, the other ones that Mr. Allen. Where's my paper?
Oh, it's right here, Glenn. Do you want
Yeah.
your
Oh,
notes
yeah,
back?
Yeah.
Yes.
there you go.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you for
didn't-
the
We didn't
pictures.
repair anything today, we just
You just noted where
took
the,
pictures and noted it for the, for the engineers to
where
put it
the
on a plan.
6 areas are, thank you, Mr. Baker. So go on into the rest of it. So extend, Mr. Baker, the day after the site inspection, extended silt fence and removed sedimentation. This would be up gradient along this edge. Where the wetland is here. This is a headwater wetland, so it drains this way. This is, there's an old cart road that we have, and then there's a pond down below that's held by beaver. So this is a drainage divide. Water drains either that way or this way. This goes down towards 20. So it's upper headwater wetland system. Not a lot of flow through because it's headwater. This, now, number 3, the small sediment basin on the west side of the site should be reinforced by extending berms and erosion control and settle out runoff. Mr. Baker could probably say that you were with Chestnut and these things.
These have all been done, I have pictures of my phone, but
Yeah,
it's not what we had
But they're
planned.
done.
We had photos to
Okay.
present,
It
but
should be ensured that the sediment basin berm has a stabilized outlet to prevent overtopping and washout, which was
Excuse me.
correct.
Have you looked at this since they've done the repair work?
No,
So our alley is the one who's monitoring the site. So those were his comments, and Glenn is responding to his comments, what has been and has not been done. So, he sent this report over, and I feel he just wants to
Tell me-
finalize what it was done.
yeah, we're ready for it. We're ready for inspection.
So,
Yes,
Okay, so
Not
we
with-
just,
okay.
have,
Okay. so our
Our
alley
alley-
has comment on it,
Yeah.
and, his response that just came in
Thank you.
was, thanks Glenn, I remain concerned about the unstabilized buffer slopes and the exposed soils on the larger site. I will plan to inspect following the next significant rain event. I guess what he wants to see is that if we do have a significant rain event, the upgrading worked. Yeah.
We've, and if I could, we've had
Yeah.
rain events, we had the melt in the rain event. This is all we had for sediment going in. We have more erosion controls now, and we're gonna be asking tonight if we can finish fabricing and stoning just this corner. We also have in this report that Topper Land Surveying is wrapping up and working on the stormwater report. They'll have it by the end of the month, and we'll have this thing filed by the end of the month or the first week of May coming up. But in the meantime, if we stabilize that one corner where there is still some issues with sediment movement, but it's being caught by sediment controls down gradient, then we can finish that whole lower tier as far as the slope going down. That one corner is the only one that keeps being.
now what he,
So
Art
the
Allen
one
said,
corner, our
he
alley,
looked at what they've done
Yeah.
up to today. Art Allen, or is it?
he's
the-
concerned with the lack, with the not, he's concerned with the slope stabilization, which is in that area.
He-
So,
I'm sorry.
go ahead, Glenn, go
He
ahead.
recommended at the site that it be
Yeah.
stabilized, but it was on the
Right.
commission's, up to the
Decision.
commission to say, yes, you can stabilize that one corner of the buffer zone. But that's why we asked for that in my final letter here, asking if we could just finish that corner off, and in the meantime, Topo would finish the plan, the stormwater will be done. He's working, that's what he's working on, that's the most detailed part. And then we'll have the notice at the beginning of May for you.
Okay.
I think
So-
you should.
So,
Anybody have a question?
can I just explain?
Oh, go ahead, you
So, yeah, so the stabilization he's proposing, it was proposed in the past, is within the buffer zone. And there is an enforcement order that was issued to them, correct? So usually we issue enforcement orders to, fix what the work was done. So what they're proposing is finalizing the grade and finalize the final construction of that slope, which usually is not a work that we approve on an enforcement order. It has to be under an order conditions, like after the fact, a notice of intent, which will be an after the fact. A lot of people do work, they don't know their buffer, and we request an after the fact notice of intent. So clearly at this point, the priority that we all want is that slope to be stabilized to avoid any more sedimentation going to the buffer zone. So what I requested of the property owner was to at least give us, the commission, a deadline and a confirmation that he is filing for a notice of intent for the alteration within the buffer. and then the commission could vote whether or not you would allow the work to be done under the enforcement order, knowing that the order conditions for the disturbed and alteration of the buffer zone is coming. So I will not make a recommendation. I will let the commission decide it whether the work can be done under the enforcement order, assuming that we have, the agreement that the order conditions, the notice of intent is being filed.
I have a question.
Yeah,
I'm definitely new at this, I'm confused a little bit, but this commission called the EPA in on us. Okay, we understand that we made a little mistake going into the buffer zone. It was
Sir,
certainly not intent.
I would
Can I
stop
finish?
you there
Can
because
I
your
finish?
comment is,
Can you talk with a little softer voice?
Yeah.
We're not screaming here.
Yeah.
Okay,
Your
I'm
comment-
sorry, I'm deaf. I'm losing my hearing.
and the reason I will
apologies.
stop you right now, because EPA is not related to buffer zones, sir. That
But you
was a
called, you
stormwater.
called them in, and they walked the site with us, they walked 130 acres with us, and they agreed that we made a mistake, and they agreed that we should stabilize that corner so that it didn't blow out. You issued a cease and desist, and 2 weeks later, we had a massive rainstorm, and it blew out. So
Yeah.
I'm confused as to how you call the EPA in, but then you overrule the EPA. I'm confused, Tom, by that. I really am. The EPA is feds. You guys called in the feds.
You're-
That means you're not capable of doing the job. I'm confused, because we're getting like this.
I think your
Who's-
first
who's in
statement.
charge?
I think your first statement is correct. You're very new at it, and your comment it's not accurate.
Did you call the EPA?
It's not accurate,
Scott,
and I'm not
I'll
gonna
finish
answer
mine.
your questions. I
I
have
got it.
issued
I got it.
enough
I can just finish
documentation.
talking.
Thank you.
I understand procedure, buffer zone. What we're looking for is that corner to be stabilized, and then you, as I said in this letter, we'll have a notice of intent at the end of the month with the stormwater. We realize what happened with EPA and everybody else, but this is, there's Mass DEP and then there's EPA.
Yeah.
We do wanna finish that one corner, and by another 2 weeks, couple of weeks, we'll have a notice in front of you, and I believe that's how we discussed it, that if we could get you a definitive date. I talked to Steve Brissett from Tober, and he said that's what he'll wrap up this thing at the end of the month with the stormwater. So we did, I believe, satisfy at least your comment, that give me a date when you're gonna be filing this,
Yeah.
and we'll maybe recommend to the commission that finish the corner. So that's what we're here for, is to
I-
finish the
I need a
feel
motion
that-
to see, let them work under the,
Finalize the stabilization of the slope under the enforcement order,
Okay.
now that the property owner has committed to file a notice of intent for the alteration within the buffer zone.
I need a motion,
I'll make that motion.
I need a second,
Second.
and all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We
All
appreciate,
opposed? The
That's what you
ayes
want.
have it.
That's what you want.
no, we appreciate it, not
Yeah,
all of us.
it needs to work, it has to be stabilized. I
We
just
want to
want-
stabilize.
Yeah,
We'll be out there, I imagine Chesler within, by tomorrow or the next day, very soon, this
You're not
week.
going there tonight and do it?
If I had equipment, I could
I'll be
do
there
it.
in the morning.
So there you
I'll
go.
be there in the morning.
We'll get it done, and we'll keep moving on, and we'll
And
get
I'll
this thing
confirm
filed
with
for the
Chesler
whole
to let
site.
them
Sounds like a
I
plan.
have another recommendation to the commission, I don't know if you want to stay to
Yes,
pass along.
sure, of course.
Yeah, so as of today, a land disturbance permit application has not been filed. It appears that the property owner has agreed with the notice of intent for the work within the buffer, but he has disturbed over an acre of land, and according to our stormwater management bylaw, chapter 175, it should apply for all land disturbance activities within our jurisdiction that results in a land disturbance of 1 acre or more. And the regulated area activities shall include, but it's not limited to, and they will list 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and it would fall under 5, which is any other activity altering the surface of an area exceeding an acre that will or may result in an increased stormwater runoff flowing from the property into either public way or the municipal storm drainage system. I have requested in different forms of contact that he is in violation of the stormwater bylaw. I do understand that stormwater management is under, and analysis is under way, but I have not yet heard that he understands that he needs to file for a land disturbance application.
Through the chairman,
Yeah.
we'll make sure to get an email out tomorrow, we'll talk to Mr. Brissett, and we'll talk to Mr. Prody, and ensure that comes along simultaneously with the notice of intent or thereafter, right? Because once
I don't mean right, because I don't like the term right.
Yeah, of course.
So we'll be right in fact that we'll have a notice in land disturbance, because, here's the point, we'll have the paperwork to do it, because the stormwater report,
The drainage
along with
analysis.
the plans, and then you
Yes.
just add in the bylaw.
The land
with-
disturbance
with
application.
language on an 8.5 by 11. So the plans are really, in the document for stormwater will go then into the stormwater application, your bylaw.
Yeah.
So
Thank you,
you'll have an
Brent.
answer from me tomorrow on
All
that.
right, thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, you have a good evening. Thank
You
you.
too, thank you. Have a good night.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Conservation Commission member appointment recommendation. Good night,
Right here.
gentlemen.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Person-
It doesn't look like he's here.
The he or she, he says a she. I'm confused.
No, she's next month.
I wasn't ready to end it because I don't believe he is understand that he must file for the land disturbance application. I believe he
I-
is exempted.
I think Glenn's gonna make him do it.
Yeah.
Well, we'll
So,
find
Because
out.
Glenn knows it. He knows what's right and wrong.
yeah. Okay, so I guess we're gonna have to reconvene on May 13th if he is not filed by then.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the enforcement one.
And what about appointments? We have somebody that's,
The person,
He's not here. So at this point, this is the 5th time
How
this
many
person's
times
on
have
the
we stood
agenda.
up?
I won't repeat it, his request for appointment for,
Not available.
yeah. If he's unavailable to attend the meeting,
then he's really not gonna.
he's not gonna be available to actually be here. So.
Yeah, and he was for an alternate, right?
And he's an alternate, yeah. So I think that's all we have.
I need a motion to
Motion
adjourn.
close
Yep.
the hearing.
I
Terminate.
need I
Second.
need a motion to adjourn.
Motion adjourned?
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Everybody
All
says
right.
a motion.
Everybody's on it.
Hasta la vista.
Is this a motion?
Yeah. Emotion.